Hello, my name is Mara de Groot. I'm a trained archaeologist and I work for the Center for Global Heritage and Development. And today I'm going to tell you some more about the Heritage Impact Assessment. Well, I've chosen this image of my hometown to show you something about heritage and change. This is the city center of Zaandam, and as you can see, it's quite peculiar. It uses its industrial heritage image for tourism purposes, attracting more tourists. And well, it's quite loud. And to make this, all the old warehouses that used to be there had to disappear. And this is what the city council decided upon for the new plans. I'm going to show you a little video about Heritage Impact Assessment, what we're going to discuss today.
The Cultural Heritage Impact Assessment is an important item or important lesson whereby in preserving or conserving cultural heritage, particularly historic building in this case, we have to understand and research the impact on the environment when there's a surrounding development going on around the historic building. The impact on the building itself is important. Then we have to study the impact of the building that radiates back to the community. The reason why this project is being done in Hong Kong is twofold. The university in the past 10 years of its operation with the ACP, that is the Architectural Conservation Program, the staff members as well as its graduates have already contributed significantly, both in the local and international field in architectural conservation. For instance, like myself, I've been helping the UNESCO and also the International Council of Sites and Monuments to assess World Heritage Sites. We are fortunate enough to have former UNESCO advisor, Dr. Richard Inglehart, who comes at Hong Kong U as a distinguished research professor to do a joint research, particularly a Heritage Impact Assessment project.
It is here in Asia that the cities are growing fastest, where urban renewal is taking place at the most rapid rate. So it is not actually surprising that the cutting-edge research is going to come out of Asian cities, and that's going to inform cities around the world. The specific work that we're doing here is to
So this was a little video about Heritage Impact Assessment. The content of this lecture will be the following. We will be talking about threats to heritage. What kind of threats are there? We're going to discuss heritage values and specific attributes of heritage. Then we're going to look at the Heritage Impact Assessment. What is the definition? What is its origin? What is its objectives? And we're going to look at the methodology. We're going to look at one particular case from the Philippines, Vigan, and we're going to look at the matrices, which is key to heritage impact assessment. It's not necessary that you will be able to create a whole heritage impact assessment, but we're going to go through it step to step, and then you'll learn the basics. Well, threats to heritage. There are many threats to heritage. Of course, there are natural threats like cyclones or droughts or floods. But of course, age is a very important one. Very simple, but very important. Then there are intentional threats. These are the ones that usually get the most media attention. Like the ones in the Middle East, but they've been there ever since humanity. That's because heritage is so closely linked to one's identity. You just have to think about iconoclasm of the 16th century. Unintentional threats, these don't get that much attention, although the Dakota pipeline in the US is now in the news quite often. These usually deal with infrastructural developments, but also policy plans. Well, as I tried to tell you, the heritage threats are not new, but there's a lot of media coverage. Probably because people claim their rights to heritage a little bit more. They see their habitat changed in a fast pace. Yeah. Well, the key to understanding heritage is value. There are different levels. So there's no clear definition of heritage. Heritage can be very personal. You have your own heritage, but it can also be very formal, like the World Heritage Value, which is described in its outstanding universal value, OUV. The definition of OUV is cultural and/or natural significance, which is so exceptional as to transcend national boundaries and to be of common importance for present and future generations of all humanity. And this OUV is based on 3 pillars. There are the 1 out of the 10 World Heritage criteria, the why, the condition, integrity are all the important parts of this heritage, the attributes. Are they still there? And then the authenticity is relating to the use. Is still the authentic use of the attributes? And then the management question: how is a country, the owner of the heritage, how is it planning to keep the heritage? So this is relating to the how. Attributes, I've mentioned them a couple of times. These are the physical elements or processes of heritage that carry the value or that manifest the OUV. This can be, well, lots of things. Buildings, street patterns, streetscapes, traditional lifestyle, clock tower, serenity, all these kind of things. Now we're going to do the first exercise. Prior to this lecture, you've been following the MOOC, so you are acquainted to the terminology of heritage. And I would like you to split up in groups of 2 or 3 and to discuss what is your heritage. And maybe also look at the different attributes of that heritage. And I'm going to ask you afterwards to tell me what is your heritage. So this will take about, you will have 10 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Well, some background of the Heritage Impact Assessment. It originates from the Sustainable Development discussion from the debate of the 1970s. Well, in recent years, UNESCO World Heritage Committee reports dealt with an increasing number of threats to the World Heritage properties, and there was a need for being more specific on the scale and nature of the impacts of the attributes being impacted. Now, change obviously brings pressure. This can be through growth, urban renewal, competing high-value activities, major infrastructural programs, environmental pressure, tourism, and the Heritage Impact Assessment was designed to deal with this and to describe on a very precise manner that is transparent and that is neutral of what these impacts can be. Now, the definition of Heritage Impact Assessment, please excuse me for reading it out. A process of identifying, predicting, evaluating and communicating the probable effects of a current or proposed development policy or action on the cultural life, institutions and resources of communities, then integrating the findings and conclusions into the planning and decision-making process with a view to mitigating adverse impacts and enhancing positive outcomes. So, the challenges for the